Most of us have seen this at least once in our lives. An elderly person, perhaps a grandparent, a village elder, or an old neighbor, who seems strangely healthy even in their later years. They wake up early. They walk without complaining about their joints. They laugh easily, and they often seem calmer than the rest of us. Meanwhile, many of us, much younger, feel constantly tired. We sit more. We rush through meals. We worry about stress, sleep, and health. And sometimes we quietly wonder, how did people in the past manage to live long, healthy lives without all the tools we rely on today? No health apps, no gyms, no supplements. Yet many ancient societies were deeply interested in one simple question. What allows a human life to remain healthy for a long time? The answer they searched for did not come from laboratories. It came from something much simpler. Observation. First, they watched life around them. Ancient physicians and philosophers paid close attention to ordinary people. They observed farmers working the land every day. They watched elders who remained active even in old age. They noticed travelers who walk long distances and craftsmen who use their hands daily. And slowly, patterns began to appear. People who lived long lives were rarely the richest. They were rarely the most powerful. But they often lived lives shaped by something quieter, balance. Their days followed natural rhythms. They moved often. They ate modestly. They worked, rested, and stayed connected to others. Longevity, they realized, was rarely the result of extraordinary effort. More often, it was the quiet result of how everyday life was lived. Next, the ancients noticed something about movement. Today, many of us think of movement as something separate from life. We schedule workouts. We count steps. We track calories burned. But in the ancient world, movement was not exercise. It was simply part of living. People walked long distances. They worked in fields. They carried water, gathered food, built homes, and played games. The human body was rarely still. Ancient physicians believed something very simple. The body weakens when life becomes too still. Movement was not about performance. It was about keeping life flowing through the body. Third, many ancient thinkers spoke about moderation. One saying attributed to the philosopher Pythagoras offers a curious piece of advice. If you wish to live long, keep a little aged wine and an old friend. The message was not really about wine. It was about something deeper. Enjoy life, but do not let pleasure turn into excess. Ancient philosophers noticed that too much of anything, food, drink, work, or even worry, slowly disturbs the natural balance of life. A long life, they believed, grows out of rhythm, not from extremes. And this idea still feels familiar today, because many modern health problems often come not from lack, but from too much work, too much speed, too much noise. Moderation was their quiet answer to this problem, but the ancients also discovered something even more important. Health was not only about the body, it was also about relationships. The philosopher Epicurus believed that one of the greatest sources of human well-being was friendship. People rarely thrive in isolation. Communities, families, and friendships were considered essential parts of a good life. And perhaps this idea speaks directly to the modern world. Today, many people live surrounded by technology and communication, yet still feel lonely. But thousands of years ago, people already understood something simple. A healthy life grows stronger in the presence of others. Laughter shared with friends, conversations at the end of the day, moments of connection that remind us we are not alone. And finally, many ancient thinkers returned again and again to a very simple idea. Live simply, eat modestly, move often, stay connected, and allow life to follow its natural rhythm. The rhythm of seasons, the rhythm of work and rest, the rhythm of the human body itself. Long life, in their view, was not something to be engineered. It was something that slowly emerged from a life lived in harmony with the world around us. 2,000 years later, modern science continues searching for the secrets of longevity. New diets appear. New health trends rise and disappear, yet many of the oldest observations remain strangely familiar. Move the body, avoid excess, value friendship, live simply. Perhaps the reason ancient wisdom still resonates today is because the human body has not changed as much as our world has. Our lives may be faster, our technologies may be new, but the things that allow a human life to flourish may still be surprisingly simple. Sometimes the oldest wisdom is not a formula. It is simply the quiet reminder that life itself has always been trying to teach us how to live.